So chapter number 8, right? Revision.
Yes, sir.
And whereas chapter number 9 is concerned, the syllabus is up to what we say 1944. Okay.
So you didn't take test of chapter 7.
Okay, but we revised test we will have, no
Yes,
problem.
sir.
But we revise. I'm talking of revision. So your syllabus, final term syllabus is chapter number 7, chapter number 8, and chapter number 9, which is up to 1944. Is it clear?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. So just one second. This is chapter 7 and 8, chapter 9 to 44, Gandhi Janatras. Now we have revised 7 and 8, and today we are going to revise chapter 9, these topics, and then we have classes to discuss if you have any problem, or we will conduct a test as well. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, wise. Sources question. If you remember, there are sources question, especially in your exam. Your question number 1 is with 4 part A, B, C, D. In these 4 parts, you have A of 3 and B of 5. These two are sources question. So you see one is in front of you here, source A. This is text source. Okay. And I hope you now know how to answer sources question. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So source A, I have already shared this document with you. If you can see um, in your team, it is shared already, so you can check, you can download, you can go through here. Chapter 9 complete notes, and also past papers question. You see these two documents?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so please download and go through them. Today we are going to practice some of the questions, revise some of the questions. Now, as far as chapter 9 is concerned, uh, it is from 1939 to 1944. And in these years, in chapter 9, we have number 1 topic, which is about Lahore Resolution. Number 2 is Scripps Mission. Number 3, Quit India Resolution. And number 4, basically Gandhi Jina talks. So these are the topics. Okay. So when these topics come in the past papers, I will be revising with you. What was Quit India Resolution? So I want any one of you to read this answer, these points related to Quit India Resolution.
Gandhi and a non-violent protest in 1942 spoke at a Congress meeting in Allahabad and argued what if Britain left India, Japan would no longer be a threat. August 1942 Quit India resolution passed by Congress calling for immediate withdrawal of British. Gandhi and Nehru arrested, Congress banned rioting and loss of British control in some areas, but power restored with force. Muslim League didn't approve of Quit India campaign and saw it as anti-Muslim.
Okay, boys, you can see here these points. In the marking scheme, points are given like very brief, so do not think they are there in complete sentence form. They are very brief. So, Gandhi and non-violent protest in 42. They started after rejecting Crips mission, and they approved this Allahabad meeting. And what was the objective? Whenever this protest of by Congress led by Gandhi, so it was non-violent, meant to be, it was to protest, boycott, strikes, etc. These were part of it always. So this time they demanded that Britain to leave India, the number one thing. And if India come under attack by Japan, because Japan was fighting against Britain in World War II and they were almost at the border of India. So it is only because in British were ruling India. Otherwise, Japanese would have nothing to do with India if British leave. So they wanted Britain to leave India, and in case any threat, they would fight by themselves. So quit India, August 1942. Quit India resolution passed by calling immediate withdrawal of British to leave and hand over power to Congress. In reply to this, what British usually do in reply to any of non-cooperation movement by Gandhi before and now, that they use power, imprisonment, censorship of the press, newspapers, etc. So this time even Gandhi and Nehru arrested, Congress was banned, and then obviously this non-violent movement became violent. So serious rioting took place. British even used aerial bombing and restore order. Muslim League did not approve Quit India resolution. Mean did not support it. Can you tell me why did Muslim League not support Quit India resolution?
Sir, because it was against the
Because
Muslims.
anti-Muslim.
Because it was anti-Muslim. Uh, why it was anti-Muslim? Why it was actually getting India free. Uh, it was for independence, leaving British. How could it be anti-Muslim then?
Sir, after the British would leave, the Congress or the Hindus were in majority, so they would abuse the Muslims.
Okay, very good. This is the point. Why would Muslim League support such a movement that that would result in Congress dominance, that would result in Hindu dominance? Whereas Muslim League just celebrated 1939 when Congress resigned 22nd of December. So Muslim League celebrated that as day of deliverance to thank to Almighty Allah. So why would they campaign or support any move which would result the same thing? So Congress rule was tyrannical, oppressive for the Muslims. So that's the reason. Is this whole point clear now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Uh, this is about the source again. Sources you go through yourself, right? I'm not going to the sources. Again, the question is there about the Quit India resolution. Okay. Now, what was commission? This is not part of your syllabus now, for now. Okay. Direct action day is not also part of the syllabus, so I'm leaving this as well. Okay. Now, this is important question. Why did Gandhiji not talks fail? We discussed in detail. There were four major point point of differences. So first of all, I want anyone to read this properly, and then I will highlight the points.
Ga- Gandhi only wanted to achieve independence first and foremost. Partition discussions could follow later, whereas Jinnah wanted to settle the issue of partition first and before the British left. He knew that his bargaining position would be much weaker if he went along with Gandhi's plan. Gandhi insisted that he spoke for all Indians and couldn't accept the position of Muslims as being a separate nation. Hence, independence for all Indians as a united nation was on his agenda. Jinnah was at odds with Gandhi and accused him of only speaking for Hindus. Otherwise, he would accept the idea of partition. He accused Gandhi of not accepting the two nation idea of partition. Gandhi also wanted the central government to have control of key areas such as defense and foreign policy, whereas Jinnah wanted these issues to be dealt with by the provinces.
Okay, boys, so you must have noticed the points of difference. The first one, that what Gandhi wanted League support, Qaid support for independence first and foremost, partition later, whereas Qaeda Azam wanted that we need to discuss about partition first and independence. We have no issue. Muslim League wants independent. Muslim wants independent. What we want now, you to agree on partition, and then definitely, then this is explanation. Next point, what he said that he did not accept Muslims as a separate nation, whereas the whole campaign of Muslim League, even Lahore resolution, were based on that Muslim are a separate nation and they want a separate homeland, which Gandhi refused to. So obviously failure. Um, then he this is explanation gave that United Nation, all Indian as a United Nation. Then number third, he claimed to be speaking for whole of India. That Gandhi claimed to, that I speak for all India. So Qaid-e-Azam reminded him that he speaks for only Hindus or Congress, not for all India. Muslim League represent Muslims of India. So that is the other uh, point. Fourth point is the role of the central government versus provincial government. So Gandhi wanted strong central government because Hindus would dominate at center. You know, central government in federal government system, like we have in Pakistan also, where there is Islamabad central government or federal government, followed by provincial governments. So a party with majority from all four provinces in Pakistan now form government in the center. But whereas provincial governments are formed by the parties gaining majority in the provinces, now Muslim had option forming government at provincial level. So that is why Qaid-e-Azam always advocated, always spoke about provincial autonomy, gave provinces max power because that's the way that Muslim could protect themselves. If center dominates and provinces doesn't have power, then it's basically your local communities or other minorities can't protect themselves. Now you see in Pakistan where PTI won 2018 election and formed government at center, but they didn't win in Sindh. So in Sindh, People's Party won, and they have their government in Sindh. So this is how that even a party which wins at one province could form the government, and if now the provincial government had max power, so that whole province is under the control of that party, not of the central government. So that's the case where Gandhi wanted strong central government having control over key issues, whereas Qaid-e-Azam wanted that all key issues to be with the provincial government. So these 4 points with some description here, but you have notes with you and book with you, so you can prepare this question. It's important, and you can see it here. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Why did Cripps mission fail? Now this is another important question of the topics we have included. So Cripps mission. First of all, can somebody tell me what was Cripps mission? Any one of you? Any idea? Okay, look, I will tell you only then this will make sense, better sense that. Why did it fail? So in 1942, British government, in order to win support of the Indian, sent a commission to India, and that's known as Simon Commission. Cripps Commission mission in 1942. Sir Stafford Cripps came to India with proposals that after the war, Indian Union would be set with dominion status, and a new assembly will be elected, and they will frame their own constitution. So, nutshell, India would be granted dominion status, which meant that internally independent, ruled by the Indians. British would have no interference, but will still be part of the empire and British monarchy as he had. That's what dominion status mean, as compared to complete independence, that no connection with the British. So it was rejected, simply rejected. Congress rejected because they were campaigning for the immediate transfer of power and complete independence. Whereas Muslim League passed law resolution and they were demanding separate homeland. So League and Congress both rejected this. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now read this, any one of you.
The Muslims rejected the plan because the British would not agree to partition, and the Congress Party wanted immediate and full control over the central government. The British were also negotiating from a weak position, which the Congress Party exploited by demanding Britain leaves the subcontinent immediately.
Okay, so point number one, Muslim League wanted separate homeland, which was not granted, mentioned, agreed by the British. Secondly, second point, major point, Congress did not, Congress wanted immediate control and full control and wanted British to leave. And thirdly, this third point is also that British were negotiating from a weaker end, mean that not only that in early years they were losing World War II, facing heavy losses, but also following that, in India, the Indians leadership and Indian parties were quite powerful now. So British had little to dictate. So that is why, as they were negotiating from a weaker end, as Gandhi said that this is a post-dated check on a failing bank. So it was refused, and they did not accept. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, again, the question why Gandhi Jinnah talks failed or did not reach an agreement is the same thing. So now these are in separate points, role of government and other points are mentioned. We have already discussed, so that is it. Why was Scripps mission not successful? Same points almost here. It was rejected by Congress because wanted immediate and full control. Muslim League rejected the plan because it contained no reference to establishment of an independent Pakistan, and British were negotiating from weak position, which the Congress Party recognized, demanding that Britain to leave subcontinent immediately. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
These are important questions, so you should be very careful preparing all three. Follow exact pattern. I hope you remember the pattern. 7 mark question. What is the pattern for 7 mark question? Anyone?
Sir, three paragraphs.
Three reasons. Three paragraphs mean that you need to know why did something happen. So three reasons. So state the reason. First state the reason and then explain,
Explain.
mean give evidence, provide the support for this reason, that why was this a reason. And when we say they were negotiating from a weak position, so you need to give some evidence which now Congress recognize and demanding full control and immediate transfer of power. So you will explain this that British were facing heavy losses in the war, World War II by this time, and also in India, the political parties and leadership and people were not prepared to accept British rule any longer. So British position was not very strong in India, and Congress believed that it could not dictate now. So it's a better chance, or it's a great opportunity that they should press them for independence and withdrawal from India. So this is how you are going to give detail and support. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Three reason with separate paragraph. I still see that students tend to write straight away whatever they know, which is mostly uh, correct even, but it has no sequence. It has no arrangement that you talk about explanation and reason and all is mixed up. So be very sure and follow that pattern which I told you, that while answering this question, like 7 mark question. So even when you are preparing now, so write a reason as heading and then points 1, 2, 3. This is for preparation only. This is not the pattern for answer. You know the answer. That then you make all of this one paragraph. State this first sentence, the heading sentence, and then the following 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever the sentence. So it will become a very brief one paragraph. So this is how you can prepare when you are doing now 7 mark question. Then number one, reason sentence adding. It could be a complete sentence, or if it makes sense to you in a brief way, so you can write that as well. So like for this second one, you can simply say reason number two, British did not agree to partition India, or no reference to establishing an independent homeland for Muslims. Okay, so any brief argument you can write and then give the detail. And background to this, that Muslim League passed Lahore resolution, and they were demanding a separate homeland for the Muslims, and they were not to compromise on this. So Cripps mission contained no reference to establishing this, so they rejected. It's simple. So this is how you're going to follow. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Uh, Now, this question actually is very important. How successful a negotiation aimed at independence during World War II? So we discussed up to 44. Gandhiji now talks. So in this, there are some other events also, which happened later as well. So maybe this is not directly part of syllabus, but anything up to 44 would be part of syllabus. So chapter 9 after 44 are very simple four topics which I have discussed with you and we have revised. Now you got to prepare this. You have one whole week now left. So you tell me that which topics you want to prepare, and because we will have a class inshallah next week on Sunday, Monday. So you can divide your remaining part, chapter number 9, and any other topics for next week test. So you tell me, chapter 9 is very easy because only 4 topics. Anything else you want to include with this for Sunday? Because on Monday we can have a discussion, any question which you gonna ask. So Monday class I will leave for you, that you come up with any question, problems, because you will be preparing these topics and you will have any questions, so you can ask directly there. So for Sunday, hurry up, tell me that which topics you wanna include for test. Chapter number 9 only?
Chapter number 9, first two topics, then the next two.
No, come on, there are only 4 topics. For 1 week you prepare only 2 topics? Chapter number 9 is very easy, which is including 40 to 44, only 3-4 topics which we revised just now. It's very straightforward, right? So you will not be spending all week on just 4 topics. Chapter number 7 plus 9, half, which is there. Is it okay? Hurry up, tell me, because we are running out of time now.
Yes, sir.
Other boys, agree?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Chapter 7 is also very simple, just one topic, Khilafat movement, founded and failed, and then these 4 topics. So this is how you can revise before your exam, everything. And we will have a brief test from, and then next class we can simply discuss these topics with your questions from your side. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Allah Hafiz
Yes,
then.
sir.
Take care, Allah
Happy,
Hafiz.
sir.
Allah Hafiz,
Love,
everyone.
sir.
Allah Hafiz.